Hello people, my name is Rage and welcome and all to my Worms W.M.D. Evil Weapon Laboratory. I thought it would be fun to have a go with and test and experience the delicious destruction of all of this game's massive arsenal of 80 weapons in a somewhat, air quotes here, controlled environment. I have no doubts I'm still going to somehow mess this up. Now, granted, a lot of the weapons are crafted variations, but they are still very, very cool. So here's some I've made earlier. But first, we want to go through the base weaponry so we know what we're comparing to. So we got the classic Worms bazooka. Very much works like the previous ones. You fire it after a bit of pow. It then is pushed by the wind and you can do some sick, totally mad, skilled trick shots. You know, everybody knows the classic Worm bazooka. And then obviously following that, we got your classic Worms grenades, which work very much how they've always done. You can change the fuse time to all you want, and it bounces off stuff, and really, it's just the grenade as we've come to expect. Great for blowing yourself up. God damn it! We're not 2 weapons in, and I've already hit myself in the face. But look at this, by the way. Having a massive amount of worms on one map is just awesome. The sheer chaos and destruction it affords is just, well, delicious. Then we have ourselves our cluster bomb, which, again, as you might imagine, works very much as it has done in all of Worms. It explodes, and then lots of little bomblets, adorable as they are, come flying out and cause destruction. Next up, we got the banana bomb, and again, this is something everybody knows about. A massively powerful version of the cluster bomb. It explodes, and then bananas rain from the sky! And obviously, the resulting destruction is quite palpable. We have ourselves the Holy Hand Grenade, which is a little bit weaker in this one, a little bit on the weaker side of things, but still, it's the Holy Hand Grenade, so hallelujah! And boom! Still pretty damn impressive. Next up, we have ourselves the shotgun, which I'm not going to go over a lot of the basic weapons because they work almost identically to everyone. You fire it twice, 25 damage each. It goes in a straight line. You have to kind of gauge by eye where it ends up, and it's boom, boom, and you're done. You know, it's not crazy. The Uzi, exactly the same as the shotgun. Gauge it by eye. It'll just keep firing, pew, 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 and you got to keep adjusting it while you're firing, and it'll do a nice amount of damage if you can really hem a worm into a corner with it. It's nothing honestly crazy. Your jetpack is the same as it always been, very powerful movement ability and very easy to control. Parachute activates automatically, or you can do it manually and you can just safely glide to freedom, or in a lot of cases, safety. You got the electromagnet, which you can change the polarity of. The red ones will attract weaponry, grenades, etc. to them, like it'll zoom it into the middle and it'll explode on the magnet, and the blue ones will push everything away like there's some invisible force field forcing the rockets to steer clear of that area. Nothing crazy. Girders, as we've always had, you can rotate them all round. You have the bigger ones and the smaller ones, and you can just get your bitching on, make some nice defensive works, and it's all good. Dynamite, we'll use dynamite, why not? Because, you know, dynamite is dynamite! Because, like the adjective, oh, good times, good times. So this one's gonna go boom. So next up, we have ourselves the mine, which once again works like it does. You place it down, an enemy worm comes near it, it triggers after a few seconds of beeping, and explodes in a medium-sized explosion, and all is good. And then we have ourselves the sheeps, which are very, very classic. You choose when it explodes, it's gonna randomly jump around the place until it reaches its maximum timer, or until you do that and blow yourself up in the face and destroy the Codfather. What a great name for a fish shop. Welcome to the Codfather, where we deal in fishy business. Because, like, the crime and the killing can be considered fishy business. And And then we got the super sheep, which is exactly the same as the normal sheep until you press spacebar, and then you can control it and choose where it doth explode. G-Dog! And he gets a sheep to the face. So again, very similar. Though what I will say, the controls on the super sheep are very, very tight this time around. It's very responsive, and it's very easy to suddenly be like, and swerve out of the way. The old lady is very, very similar. She's just going to walk in a straight line, keep going back and forth. She poisons everyone. Oh god, they're all dead. Goodbye, worms. Goodbye. That's what you get for disrespecting Grandma. She's gonna bitch slap your ass into the ocean. That would be quite brutal, actually, to have a grandma. It's just like, you fucking said what, you ungrateful little shit? It's drowning time. We got the airstrike, which works like normal. We'll put it there. I don't really mind. Comes in, 5 bombs, and boom, boom, boom. And then we've got the bunker buster, which does exactly what it says on the tin. It hits the ground, and it drills through at least as far as it's allowed to, and then explodes. And it's good for getting at those pesky little worms hiding in those pesky little bitch caves, doing those pesky little things, and God knows what. Like, you know, it's up to you what you privately do in your own bitch cave, but just don't tell us about it in public, and for Christ's sake, keep it clean. We got the homing missile, which works very much how you would expect it to. I'm going to fire this in the air. After a little bit of traveling, it beep, 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 beeps, and goes when you've done it. Ooh, did I kill? Did I kill? Oh, I didn't. So sad. We got the concrete donkey, which I'm going to put very far over here. One of the big super weapons. It will just keep going down and down and down, destroying every ground, every worm, everything, until it reaches the ocean and dies. We have rope sheep, which is really good, and as you can see, quite potent. So what that effectively lets you do is just rope like normal, as if you were a worm, but you've got an explosive sheep attached to the end, and it does quite the cool bit of destruction. So those of you that like to get your really tricky ropey goodness on, this is the weapon for you. We got the carpet bomb, which is quite literally a bomb that fires carpets. It's a carpet van in the air, and the good thing about this is it just keeps bouncing. It keeps exploding, bouncing further along, and just causing mayhem and destruction wherever it goes. Look, it's still going. It just does not stop. It's great. You can really, well, carpet an area in bombs, hence the fact that it's a carpet bomb, you know? That's what they do in real life too, just not necessarily made of fine Welsh fiber. I don't know if Welsh fiber is fine, it just was the first thing that came to my mind. Next up then, we got the car battery, the dodgy foam battery even. You just throw it, and then in an area around it, it will shut down vehicles and turrets. It's nothing crazy. Then we have the oh my god strike, which is the powerfulest weapon in the game currently, and basically completely and utterly obliterates absolutely everything in this beam. So I'm just for now going to put it on this corner here, and as you're about to see, it's just ridiculous. And there we go, completely obliterates most of the land underneath it, and also will do a crap ton of damage to everyone that it hits. It's just insane. You've got our ninja ropes, which work as they always have, except these ones are very, very much quicker. Like, you can do some ridiculous stuff, as you just saw. I think hey! And the present finally exploded. We have the teleport, which lets you teleport anywhere around the map. You know how that one works. We have the worm select, which lets you, well, swap the worm that you're using, and you can embarrass your foes by saying, I don't need this turn, and skip your go. And then finally, of the basic weaponry, we have ourselves the blowtorch, which can either be used to tunnel to safety or to really disrespect someone by blowing their face off. Okay, let's get into the custom weaponry, everyone. Let's go through the bazooka. The first one that we have is the sheep launcher, which, as it says on the tin, quite literally launches a sheep, and then from that point onwards, it's just your normal explosive sheep, but it's nice because you can get the sheep into places that you otherwise normally couldn't. Right, next up on bazooka modifications is the bazooka pie, which is a fiery variant. It does a normal explosive bazooka blast and then drops a nice sprinkling of tasty napalm, just so we could have lovely roast worm for dinner, because meat's back on the menu, worms! Here we go. And there it is. Literally sticks to wherever it lands. So it's a good way to do a nice guaranteed bit of damage there, as long as your aim with it is pretty good. It obviously doesn't mean you can't do some bouncy, tricky, normal grenade shots, but that's the thing. All these crafted weapons are for niche scenarios where you need just that special something. Then we have ourselves the gas grenade, which, as you can imagine, is a normal grenade, but also a lovely explosion of poison gas that just poisons everything in its area. Next up then, on the cluster bomb front, we have ourselves a delayed cluster. And vwom! Oh god. Oh god. That's rest in peace, guys. So, obviously with the delayed cluster, the little bombelings that come out of it take a lot longer to explode, thereby letting them roll into potentially more advantageous positions, or down into holes, or into the various buildings. Next up, we have the cluster bomb MK2, which is just the normal cluster bomb, but somebody decided this needs to be more powerful. And there we go. We have ourselves the Super Banana Bomb. This thing is great. You throw it, and then you decide when it explodes. So now. And that is very powerful when it comes to a banana bomb, because the biggest advantage is it does bounce like fuck everywhere, and they're kind of finicky to get into a good position, so being able to choose when it explodes, that is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, some of these weapons you're not gonna see a lot, because they're not greatly useful. They're just kind of, oh cool, that's neat that that's there, which I guess really is the spirit of Worms, thinking about it. Next up, we have the Stuffed Turkey Surprise, which is a variant of the Holy Hand Grenade. And go, my stuffed turkey! Destroy that crate! Destroy that crate! And boom. So, it is effectively a Holy Hand Grenade, but with a fire component. And you'll start noticing that a little bit with the variations. There's very much a theme of, well, just whack napalm and or poison in it, and then call it a day, which is fine, because it's nice to have that little extra option, but a few of them very much just are the normal weapon, but with fire or poison. Next up then, we have the Holy Mine Grenade, which, as you can imagine, is just a mine, but with the explosive force of a Holy Hand Grenade. Goodbye, Tesla. Goodbye. Wow. He just got absolutely annihilated. Oh, God, that poor guy as well. Oh, Private. Oh, Private. 108 damage, and he's dancing in frustration. Next up, then, we have the Training Shotgun, which is a normal shotgun with a laser sight on, so you can really be accurate. Boom. And boom. Now we got the triple barrel shotgun, which is just the normal shotgun, but you can fire 3 times, and they are a little bit less damaging. So I guess if there's 3 really weakened enemy worms, you want this one, and you can kill all 3 of them in 1 turn. Now we have a modification of the Uzi, and it is the Luzi, and this one is great. Pew, 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 pew. You can bounce lasers through buildings, and look at that. They're just going mental until they hit someone or run out. It's just a fantastically fun weapon to use. Wow! Next up, we got the minigun, which is a less than small version of the Uzi, just a lot more power to it, a lot more kick, and a lot more damage. Alright, next up we have the combat parachute, which is close to the normal parachute, but it responds to you a lot more, letting you have a lot more control in the air, and therefore get yourself into a better place, because a normal parachute would have struggled to turn into there, so, you know, it's kind of useful in that regard. And then we can have ourselves a balloon, which is cool, because you raise me up so I can't stand a mountain. And then you let go. Oh, God! That was, that was nearly an absolute travesty! I nearly put him in his doom. Team Fortress 2 Sentry Turret. Yes, we do. Alrighty, this is cool, because there are a lot of themed weapons from other games, so I will place that down, and look at it go. It is ready, and it is gonna mess someone up. And by someone, I mean basically this entire valley of worms is just gonna get annihilated by its coverage. So we'll see how that reacts in but a moment. Yes, indeed. Who is next? Well, it's Fry with the sentry gun light. And the cool thing about the sentry gun light is you can throw it, which is awesome. Like, that's never been a thing before. Being able to actually throw a sentry gun into an advantageous position without your worm physically having to go there. That shit is whack for shizzle. So I am very, very happy that that is an option. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Yep. So it fires missiles as well as spraying everywhere, as you might expect. Alrighty, next up we have the upgraded version of the Fire Punch, and it is the Mega Punch! Which just goes further, does more damage, and generally has more of an impact. There's nothing really too crazy about. Talking of baseball bat, we have ourselves the Flaming Baseball Bat, which is quite the, oh god. We have the double prod, which is quite literally, you could just prod a worm twice. It's just nice to just get your abuse on and really let them know that you don't give a crap about them or anything that they stand for. And then we have the Furious Prod, which, very much like the Mega Punch, is a enhanced version of the prod. Here we go. Furious! We nearly killed them both! Oh, Christ. And then we also got the Industrial Strength Girder, which is very much resistant to a lot of crap. Let's put that in front of the turret so it stops shooting people. Next up, we got the Aluminium Bat, which is a much, much more powerful version of the regular bat in terms of the distance that it sends people. As you just saw, that was quite the bounce shot over there. In fact, he nearly went all the way and just died. We have the Vehicle Mine, which is just a big chunky mine that only triggers with vehicles and really does a number on them. We have ourselves the Electric Shape, which is just a very much mechanical version of the normal one that zaps the crap out of everyone. That was quite beautiful. We have the Barbecued Sheep, which is the same as the normal one, but it leaves nice fires everywhere before exploding into even more fire. So yeah, very much we got a sheep and we stuffed it full of flames. Jobs are good. We also have ourselves the Ming Vase, which is a variant on the Dynamite, which is, well, you'll see. It's a very, very much powerful version. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. That's insane. I didn't expect it to be that much better than your normal Dynamite, but that was unreal. And then next up, we have the Poisoned Dynamite, which, as you might have imagined, is doing the strategy of take the weapon, make a poisonous version of it, and job is a good. And I feel like Rommel might be oh, he survived! So it's a lot weaker, but obviously it has the poisoned aspect. Alright then, guys, let's finish this off. Next up, we have the Agile Old Lady, who, as you can see, he's quite an agile old lady. There's no really disagreeing with that. Then we have the Mind Strike, which is just a load of mines launched, and it all does pretty well. Wow, that was actually a really nicely accurate hit there. Ain't that right, Gavin?
I'm going to turn you into a milk corpse.
Time for the Demon Strike, which sounds badass, but here we go. They are much bigger bombs. Yep. It is bigger explosions and covered in fire. Those two just pushed themselves on that flame. You morons! Oh, it's Rage that did it. I mean, clever tactics, Rage. Definitely make the enemy think that you are...
But first, let me take a selfie.
Alright, we have the Mega Buster, which is the mega version of the Bunker Buster, so it's just going to be a much bigger explosion. We have the Super Sheep, that is the Flatulence version, which basically means you can poison a crap ton of worms with it. Like, seriously, a massive amount of worms before actually exploding the thing and annihilating whoever your target doth be. It's actually quite a potent poison weapon, and I think it might be the best one, just because of the sheer volume of enemy worms you can poison if you get it going on right. It's really quite something special. Next up, we have minions! Which is the upgraded version of the old lady. We'll go to somewhere that we can see this a little bit better. There we go. Alright then, minions, go! Look at that! They just beat the crap out of everyone they walk past. Are they not awesome? Are they not just beautiful? Look at them. Oh, I love them so much. Oh, they're great. I'm so happy they exist. Did a fairly good amount of damage. If you can corner a load of worms with minions, that seems very, very effective. We have then the Angry Donkey! Who is the normal concrete donkey, but he does send fire absolutely everywhere while doing his thing. And he is definitely very, very pissed off. Oh, God. Oh, Lister. Oh, Jesus Christ. Not only did he take, what, maybe 300 damage there, he then also drowned. I mean, that is just brutal. So, the Ninja Rope Pro then. Look at that. It's just fantastic. Now, this is what you want. It's a lot stronger. It's longer. It's harder. It's just sexier in every way. It really is. The Ninja Rope Pro is very, very cool. Did I just take damage from that? Oh, no. Apparently, the Ninja Rope Pro actually takes your turn. So, that's a big downside for it. It really is. Then we have ourselves Goat on a Rope. In honor of Goat Simulator, he's just going to immediately kill himself. The Tri-Bunker Buster, which is just 3 Bunker Busters. Two of them exploded. One of them managed to start actually going for it and pour fire burning everywhere on Gavman. They are so poisoned. Next up then, we have a modification to the homing missile, and it's a homing cluster bomb, which, as you might imagine, explodes into lots of other little ones after it hits. It's not actually that good, and it's kind of very underwhelming. Oh, the upgraded OMG strike. Now the OMG LOL version. It's pretty ridiculous, and we're not going to use it right now because, you know, I don't want to kill literally everyone. Oh, Christ, that would be insane. Alright, we have another upgrade to the sheep on a rope, which is just sheep on a long rope. So I mean, it's kind of useful if you've got more distance to cover, but it's not the biggest modification in the world, and I don't think it's really worth a tier of worm, which is obviously the rarest crafting resource you could possibly have, but I do like that. You should be able to get tiers of worms by collecting them from the graves of your enemies. And then there is an upgraded version of the blowtorch known as the Tunnel Kit, which basically lets you stop a little bit, and then you can use it a few more times, so you can really go for it. It's kind of insane, actually. You can get some serious tunnel networks going on, so I have a feeling in the tournament we're going to be seeing that fairly frequently. Then we have ourselves the Stinking Carpet Bomb, which, as you can imagine, is the same as the normal carpet bomb, but covered in poison gas everywhere. Actually, that's doing quite the number. The turret's going off, everyone's just taking mass damage. That was kind of insane. That just wrecked so many people. What a ridiculous amount of damage to do in one turn. Holy hell. Next up then, we have ourselves the Liberty Strike, which is the most Morocco weapon in the entire game. Look at that. Look at that. It just doesn't stop. The Morocco Strike, everyone. The America Strike. Wow, there's still not a team been eliminated despite the amount of destruction. The America... Alright guys, it is time then. We are going to use the OMG LOL strike. Yes, we are. Now this is going to be quite the bit of destruction here. I think this looks like quite a good slice of land, and here we go. Holy shit! Look at that! It's so insanely powerful and does about 100 damage anyway. It's just unreal how good the new ultimate super weapon is. It's absolutely insane. And then we are going to end this weapon demo of at least everything that's really relevant and you actually want to see with Wormageddon. The ultimate Armageddon. The full-on, mutually assured destruction that does not stop until all the worms drop. There's just nothing left. There's just nothing left. Oh, 3 worms survived. 3 whole worms. Thryzom and Homeboy Gav, unless they took damage. Oh no, they did all actually survive. Well done to them, would you look at that. Bad Intentions and Team Gav are the champions of this weapon demo that completely obliterated literally everything. Oh, Jesus, let's just get a donkey all down in here. He can go out in the donkey way. Goodbye, Fry. Goodbye. God, it just gets annihilated. What will Homeboy Gav do? Will he take this victory from our team? Will he make it so? That's the question. I like how crates are still dropping. Like that's somehow relevant at this point in this bleak remaining landscape. And he's going to end things with a kamikaze! Yes! He drew it! Wonderful! There you have it, guys. A look at every single weapon in Worms WMD. I hope you, well, at least got some sort of perverse pleasure out of this. Like if you did, get hyped for the tournament and subscribe for more. Goodbye.